Welcome to the School of Worldcraft and Worldmancy. This is Feedback Frenzy.
Hello everyone and welcome to Submit Saturday here at WriterGreg School of Worldcraft and Worldmancy. This is another article that we'll be critiquing from the queue that has been created over at wgc.bz/submit. If you'd like to have your content featured in a future episode or Twitch stream, please visit that link and submit your article as Dazzlinkat has done. So this is an article, Berlin Palace, that we are going to critique. So let's go in and take a visual overview. And just take a look at this. All right, so again, a beautiful image there. Again, a little big for my taste, but you know, it is a beautiful image. Looks like we have some fiction at the start. We have some location at the side. We have a purpose, history, and let's look at what is the prompt that is being answered for Summer Camp 2022. A building associated with governance, leadership, or change. Now, maybe just a comment on this theme. Interestingly enough, this is very difficult to read. The dark black on medium brown, the dark brown on a medium brown, difficult to read. But you know what? I'm okay with that because this is not really that important of information for the article itself. It could be considered distracting yet important information, and you know, I'm okay with that, having this really difficult to read, because it may, after summer camp has been completed, be a distraction. But I think that this is a good compromise. It's still there for people who want to see it, and not there, and hard to see for people who aren't paying attention. All right, so let's zoom into the 200, and we'll go from there. Why are we moving down here? William complained to his father as they carried yet another cupboard down into the cellar. It was now so cramped with crates and cupboards they stacked this one on top of another. That's a castle they're building, and that means an elector is fixin' to move in. So it'll be years before it's done and he moves in. His soldiers are already here. William snorted. Not that many. Yet there will be more coming. His father sat on a crate. With a cloth in one hand, he waved for William to sit on another, then wiped his brow. And they are against our Hanseatic ways. If they discover us doing magic, we will die ugly deaths. Will it really come to that? William's voice cracked. Not if we work very hard and not let them find out. His father stood up and tucked away the cloth. Let's get everything down here today. Tomorrow we will begin the hard work of making this a truly hidden place. William jumped up from his crate and hurried up the stairs. Okay. Good. Yeah. I think I'll reserve the comments until afterwards because it's a good introduction. It has the conflict. It says, you know, the tension that is behind all of the movement that is happening here between. Did we have is it William or is it just father? I don't know if we ever got father's name, and that's okay. So we have William and father. The castle was built as a home for the Hohenzollern, Zollern family, and to ground the garrison. During its construction, the garrison station there grew with it. This allowed the garrison to establish Iron Tooth's authority over the citizens of Berlin who are not willing to give up their Hanseatic League privileges to a monarch. When the palace was completed in 1451, Iron Tooth moved in from Brandenburg, forcing Berlin to give up its membership and the Hanseatic League. The palace served as the main residence for the electors of the Margraviate of Brandenburg. It now serves as the residence of the House Hohenzollern, kings of Prussia, the current one being King Frederick William III. Okay, so now we know that this article is referring to the Berlin Palace, and now this content that we have here is not the people building the palace, but reacting in fear to the palace being built. So I do like that that's a castle they're building, and that means an elector is fixing to move in. All right, so I think that provides us some good information, good, human reaction to what is being built. Not as it's built or is it there, but taking the interesting step, I think the more interesting step of the reaction of the people as it's being built. Because castles, yeah, they take a while to build. Elector Frederick II Irontooth began to build his palace in the banks of the Spree River in year 1443. The palace chapel was to Saint Erasmus. In 1454, when returned from his pilgrimage to Jerusalem, he made the chapel into a parish church that he richly endowed with relics and altars. In 1465, Pope Paul II granted Irontooth's request to have St. Erasmus Chapel become a collegiate church. Okay, a church where the daily office of worship is maintained by a secular community of clergy. It is presided over by a dean or provost. Well, I like this tooltip. It helps me understand a little bit more. This new, more expansive church was built next to the palace. It was named... Wow. It was named something in German. And thank you so much for this tooltip. Foundation in honor of our dear women, the Holy Cross, St. Peter and Paul, and St. Erasmus and Nicholas. Okay, yeah, that is... Yeah, no sprechen Sie Deutsch. In 1538, Margrave... Okay. I forgot what we were talking... The pronunciation... Wyakim, had the palace demolished and rebuilt. A long series of addition and alterations were made to the palace. Then, in 1699, Frederick II took the title King of Prussia. He had Andres Schluter redesign and build it in the Baroque style, in which it now stands. All right. Okay, so here's a nice public domain image of what I presume to be the Berlin Palace. I don't know if this is in the Baroque style that Frederick II was responsible of, because that would be interesting to know. Even just in the footer, I know this is by Abraham Begin. But it would be nice to know a little bit more about this just right there. But then again, I'm zoomed in 200%. Might part of Berlin in the Margraviate of Brandenburg, which is in the Kingdom of Bohemia, which was part of the Holy Roman Empire. I'm not a fan of the which was in, or which was part. You could turn this into something that's not a full sentence or an actual sentence. You could just say, just Berlin. You could just almost have it like a location. Berlin, Margrave Brandenburg, Kingdom of Bohemia, Holy Roman Empire. Almost like it's an address. You could have it that way. Renaissance-style palace, originally built by Irontooth,
Sprinters
architect
break, marchers
unknown.
continue.
Italian Renaissance style, designed and built by Caspar Thesis. Oh wait, no, Theus, under orders of Margrave Joachim II. Construction and date has been lost. Baroque style palace, designed by Andres Schluter, under the orders of King Frederick I. There is no designated end date, as each subsequent king ordered changes to the palace and never declared it finish. Okay. Now, where you have these three wonderful and brief descriptions of the versions of the palace, it would be cool to know if you gave this this is the Baroque style palace. Even if that may or may not be the title. Let's take a look at that image. Berlin Palace. Okay, it really doesn't. If we go over here. Okay, no, still not getting it. Joachim. That's it. I forgot. Kim. Thank you, Armstrong. If I had a brain cell left, I could get that pronunciation. I had to take a bunch of classes in music school on German, Latin, Italian, Spanish pronunciations. Yeah, that is detailed stuff. Okay, so let's reset the size. Take a look at this again. Okay, things that are, let's go through the alphabet. Awesome. It's a pretty straightforward article. I like the picture here of the palace. Nothing is jumping out as awesome. It's a good article that has good content. It goes straight forward. Again, I like this style here of learning a little bit about the world from a different point of view and how it impacts the people. I do like that in an article. And it's just straightforward. And we get what I believe is pretty straightforward history. I get the feel, and I may be wrong, is that the only thing fictional about this, in this twisted history, is the fiction at the beginning of the article. Okay, bored. Was I bored? No, this is pretty straightforward, and it was brief. It gave me good information and went forward. The tool tips were very helpful, and especially the translation of the extremely long name of the palace or church is there as well. So, confused only when I had to pronounce something. And also, it would be cool to know. I guess I was confused about this image here of which style of the Berlin Palace that this was, because I don't have a date. I don't know which one I can match it up against. Delete. ABCD. Delete. Is there anything that I would delete here? No. It's too short to delete anything, and you're providing some really good information. Would I expand? Okay, then the letter E, expand. What would I expand? Possibly its impact into the fictional world, because this does feel like it is, how did the magic users get impacted by this Berlin Palace? We have this paragraph here that explains what it was like in the construction, which I think is a nice twist, saying, hey, their lives were being impacted before it was even built. But what about after? Or what is the legacy of this building and how it impacted the real world, and also maybe the fictional world that you have here? So I know with World Anvil prompts, especially the ones when we get frantic towards the end of the month, we do try to get the minimum word count in there and move forward. I am extremely guilty of this myself. So I think it's good if Dazzlinkat was coming back to this. I would like to see more of how this impacted
Time for the sprinters to get back to work.
the magical world. So there you go. That is my feedback for this article. Well done. Thank you so much for sharing this. If you would like to have this kind of review or of your World Anvil world building articles or 1,500 words of fiction, please visit the wgc.bz/submit, and then we can have your content submitted and have a future conversation like this. Thank you so much, and keep on writing.
Thanks for watching this feedback frenzy. Be sure to show your support by liking this video, subscribing to the channel, and clicking the notification bell. WriterGreg offers coaching sessions to help bring your world to life, create compelling stories, and accomplish your creative goals. Please visit wgc.bz/coaching for more details.